What's up, guys? It's Mike again. I'm just getting up and at 'em, and I thought I'd play a little guitar while I'm drinking my cup of coffee out of my fake Yeti cup. So I thought I would continue with what we had worked on the other day with our G chord right here, and we worked on two different shapes and add in a few extra notes to that. What I like to do when I'm playing is get used to where everything is. So just like this is a G chord, well, we know we have multiple other G chords around our guitar neck. So what I like to do is kind of associate G with G with G wherever I am and get used to doing a few things in that area. So we worked here already. We're going to move it back to this position where our regular G bar chord is with 6 strings. But we're just going to work on the top 4 strings, the high 4 strings. So this would be what we're looking at here, and this is our G chord. So there's our G chord. Now, so we're going to play that like this, starting with our G note, which is right there. This is a G note. It's good to know, always good to know where your root notes are. So this is a G note, okay, and this is a G note in this shape. So those are good things to remember. This is how when you're soloing from chord to chord, how you remember, all right, where your root notes are and what you're wanting to do around those root notes. Or if you're wanting to just play different chords than what the other guys might be playing, getting different voicings and stuff like that. Remembering where those root notes are in your shapes is a good thing. So G, and just practicing what we want to do, we can play around with that. We can jump back and forth from the two the one that we did last week. I mean, not last week, but the one that we did a couple days ago, and then we can get used to this one as well. Now, what I like to do is add in a few extra notes so that you can play. You can just spice it up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in just part of our G major scale. So this note, this note, this note, and this note, we can add those in there, okay? So G chord and then these extra notes, you can see where they're lined up there. Okay, and we're just practice getting get used to that. And one other note we can add in, if you remembered our little pattern from last time, we had a little around the root note, which is over there. We'll look at that later, but we had another note here. Okay, so we can add that one in as well. So as I get used to this chord, adding these two in, and then start adding this one in as well. Okay. So these are things that you can do when you're playing a G chord, when you're playing a song with the G chord during the G chord. This isn't necessarily things that you're going to do on other chords, but when you're on a G chord. Because when you're playing guitar, when you're soloing and stuff, it's good to follow your chords around to help enhance the song, to really push what that feeling, what you're trying to get across. And And just knowing how to jump around and add to those chords is a good thing versus just running up and down a scale all the time. So I'm going to do a little loop here that I've added in. Just a G chord, just like last time, just a G chord. And we're just going to play over that. So there you have it. Something very simple, you know. You've got your chord, and then you're just adding in some notes right beside that chord that work along with it, and then you start being creative with how you put them together. And that's probably a different topic. So I'm going to leave it right there, and I'm going to add to this video as well. So my name is Micah. I'll see you soon on the next video.